Hi guys, Andy Evans here, podcast 58, Aevo guitars. Okay, I've got this guitar on the go at the moment. It's one of my shapes, my design. I just thought I'd show you this, and I'll show you the new logo that I've got. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get it a bit closer. Aevo is the name. That's mother of pearl inlaid. I've had that made from a guy called Andy Paul in Vietnam. So that's my new logo. Quite happy with that. Once it's all lacquered up, it should look great. So this is a 22 fret long scale Gibson. Here's my cat, Felix, interrupting again. He's actually called Treebor, but I'm sure there's a famous Felix cat cartoon, is there, or something, a black and white cat. Alright, so it's a 22 fret Les Paul long scale fretboard. It's quite a flat radius on this, so I'm going to try a 14-inch radius, just see how I go with it. Two humbuckers, two tones, two volumes, jack socket on the edge here. I've sunk it in a little bit here for the knobs to go into a little countersunk. Nice heel joint on the back. Bit more ergonomic than a PRS. So it's going to have a carved, I've not finished yet, but all my guitars I'm going to do carved backs and carved fronts. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it at the end, they're very ergonomic when they fit into your body really well, and no sharp corners anywhere. So stay tuned for that one. It's probably going to have gold frets in it, Aevo gold frets. I'm probably going to put two Tone Rider humbuckers in that you can split the coils. It's going to have coil splits. Okay, I'll put that to the side. Let's put that there for now. I actually splashed out. I've been splashing out buying stuff, guitar making tools, luthier tools. I got these from Bob at Tone Tech in the UK. So yeah, Tone Tech, he's very good. He's got a web page and everything if you Google him. I've got some nut files, Hosco nut files, 10s to 42 I think they are. Not sure, I've only used them once, but these are invaluable. One of the most important things when you're making guitars is a good set of nut files. You can try and do it with cheap files and things like that, and it just doesn't really work. I tried at the beginning with hacksaws and files, and you're just wasting your time really. It's very important to splash up a good set of those. They're not cheap, but they're worth it. Okay, and the other news is I've actually finished the guitar more or less. I'll just show you this one here. So I think you saw this in a few podcasts before, and it's actually a gloss. As I was going to do a gloss colour, but decided on a nice satin colour. It's got my sunglasses are moving down here. It's got a carved front, carved back, shielded cavity. I've just got to finish off the wiring there. Different colour here, as you can see. Nice heel joint, bit of an ebony. Bit of ebony there. Goto tuners. It's a Les Paul, just a standard Les Paul scale length, 22 fret. I actually haven't got an amp, so I'd love to wire it up and plug it in, but that's coming next. But sounds quite good. I haven't done the intonation yet. That's the next job. So this one has actually got, believe it or not, I made a mistake with my maths when I made my radiusing boards for the fingerboard, and it's actually got a 7.5-inch radius here and a 6-inch radius here. I wasn't working it out correctly. I was going for a 12-inch radius and a 10, but it's actually quite nice. And this myth about strings choking out when you bend up. It's only when you've got a really low action. If you've got really super low action and you've got a very radius fingerboard, then the strings will choke out. so that they're not choking out, you know. And it's 7.5 inch radius there, 6 inch here, and it feels great. Feels like an old Telecaster from the 60s, you know. So yeah, it's an Ippy fingerboard, Ippy nut. I'm quite impressed with this Ippy stuff. It's very hard. It's harder than ebony. It's very oily. So it's perfect for making a nut. I'm not quite sure what the tone's going to be like on the open strings on this. Always remember that your nut, it's redundant most of the time. When you're doing bar chords, you only use your nut on open strings. So a lot of the time it's redundant. But I don't think it's making any difference to the tone, you know, using a wooden nut. As I say, it's harder than ebony. It's very oily, so you won't have any the strings snagging or anything like that. I had to file down the bridge here to suit this radius, because this was naturally a 12-inch radius. So file these down a little bit to get it to a 7 to follow the curve of the fingerboard. So I haven't got any strap buttons yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll balance out quite well. It's not neck heavy. That's my own design, it's my own shape. And I love it at the moment. It's got a really nice ergonomic feel to it. I've got a nice little ebony, I don't know if you can see that jack socket cover there. Need to get a gold screw for that. So that's the first one nearly finished. Just need to get an amp, plug it in, and give it a blast. So